Happy Dussehra to all of you, my dear brothers and sisters. Recently, we have concluded the celebration of Durga Puja, and so with lots of joy all over India and outside India also, Durga Puja is being celebrated. But actually, many of us may not know the facts, the actual reason why Durga, the goddess, appeared at this time of the season of the year, and what is the significance of the image of Durga Devi with all these 10 hands, with some weapons and symbols. What does it actually signifies? What it symbolizes? And first, and the fact that why we actually celebrate, and what the actually the meaning, the deeper sense, and the spiritual part of all this Durga Devi's this idol and this all the symbols in hands with weapons and all those things, and why Durga Devi comes at this time and what we learn from it. That needs to be understood, and many of us may not know this, the facts. So, in this video today, I would share with you the actual meaning of emergence of Durga Devi at this time of the year and the significance of all the weapons and symbols, what it actually symbolizes and what we learn from it. That's I'm going to share with you today, and this is a very important part, because without knowing the reason behind it, we actually don't actually could know the reason, and by knowing the truth behind it, we can obtain or attain the blessings of Goddess Durga in this time of the season, and that's what is more important. And therefore, before I go ahead with today's video, friends, those who you have not subscribed yet, please do subscribe, because this is going to be a very important video. Maybe many our Sanatan Hindus also does not know the actual meaning, as some of you may know, and therefore let us start with today's video. And so, as you know, this is the month of autumn, that is as per the Hindu Sanatan calendar, this is called the Sharad Ritu. This is the actually the time of the month of Ashwin and Kartik, and which is known as the Sayan Ekadasi and Uttek Ekadasi. So, this specific time, during this specific time, the gods, and deities, they are in deep meditative mode, and that is deep sleep mode, and therefore, this has some importance. So, this Durga Puja is also celebrated as Navratri in some parts of India, and therefore, I will first mention how this autumn time, that is the Sharad Ritu time, when it is the time of the Ashwin Kartik, that is Sayan Ekadashi and Uttek Ekadashi, and therefore, its significance of observing the celebration of worship of Goddess Durga. So, it started like this. As per the Srimad Devi Bhagavat Puran and Krittivashi Ramayan, when Ramachandra was in exile, Lord Ram was in exile, from Ramayana we could know, and therefore during the exile, he was fighting with Ravana, the king of Lanka, who is a powerful king, a very strong king, and therefore he had to fight for a long time, and several times Ramachandra was defeated by Ravana's army and Ravana. And therefore, looking into this, that why Ramachandra could not defeat Ravana easily. So, after knowing this, looking into this, the great saint, so Narada saint appeared before him and asked Ravana that you need to pray and worship Goddess Durga. You have to call her at this time and worship Goddess Durga to acquire, to attain the qualities from her, to defeat Ravana. Because defeating Ravana, the demon, with only swords and weapons is not enough. You can win the battle with other means also, along with other means also. And therefore, so Ramchandra prayed Goddess Durga, and this time, that is when the god is in the sleep mode, that is deep meditative mode, so she has to be awakened from the meditation, deep meditation. And therefore, this is a factor which is needed. At the later state it was observed, but during Ramachandra's time it was not observed. It's called the Akal Bodhan. Many of you have know regarding Akal Bodhan. That is, Akal means untimely awakening of the Goddess Durga. That performance, worship is done. And therefore, what happened? Ramchandra, he then worshipped Durga Devi in 9 forms. As you have already know also, Shailaputri, Brahmachari, Chandraghanta, Kushmanda, Skandamata, Kattayani, Kalaratri, Mahagauri and Siddhidhatri. So, Ramchandra worshipped each night each images of Goddess Durga to get or to attain all those qualities of Devi Durga, and at the 9th night he attained the Siddhi, and therefore this worshipping of the 9 idols of Durga Devi, Goddess Durga, from then is known as the Navratri, as it is observed in many parts of India. And on the 10th day, Ravana, the demon, was defeated by Ramchandra, and it is observed as the Dussehra or the Vijaya Dashami, that we have just a day back we have celebrated this. Apart from it, Goddess Durga is being celebrated, the Durga festival is being celebrated at the time of the spring also, spring season, and that is called the Vasant Ritu, is called the Basanti Durga Puja. So, during this Basanti Durga Puja, Goddess Durga is in the awake mode. At this time, actually the spring time, as you know, as she is the mother of nature, Prakriti Mata, the Adya Shakti, is the time of the spring season that she actually is busy in the process of creation of this nature for us. And therefore, she is awake at this time, and therefore, during this Basanti Durga Puja time, the spring time, Akal Bodhan is not performed. This is one of the factors. So, actually Durga Puja is celebrated in these 2 forms, but what is popularly and widespreadly celebrated across the world, and it is the World Heritage one of the, and therefore this celebration in the month of autumn is widely and it is popularly celebrated. So, as you have seen the image of Durga Devi with 10 hands, how it emerged, how this has actually come, and why it is celebrated this way on the earth by us. So, Durga Devi, as you have seen from the image of the Durga Puja, the Durga Devi along with families, and that is Lakshmi and Saraswati in one side and other side Kartik and Ganesh. So, what those actually signifies? That I am going to tell you after some time. But let me explain how Durga Devi emerged with this form. It is said that at the time when all these three loka, that is the three spheres along with this earth, the Sharga Loka, the Martya Loka and the heaven, when all these lokas were under the control of the deities, at that same time, another land where a strong forces of demons also emerged. Mahishasura named one buffalo-headed Asura became the king of Asuras that time. So, what happened? This Mahishasura, what he did, he did a tough penance, that is tap, of Lord Brahma for a long time, for a definite purpose, and that is to conquer the heaven, defeat the deities, and destabilize the nature. And after a long time, when Lord Brahma found, he was pleased, he was satisfied with Mahishasura's penance, So what he did, he appeared before Mahishasura and asked for what he wanted as boon. So Mahishasura then asked Brahmaji to bless him with the blessing that no male gods can defeat him, no male gods can kill him. And as he thought that the women are weak, so he did not take any defense from the women, So after obtaining the power, after obtaining the boon of from Lord Brahma, Mahishasura became stronger and he attacked the heaven. He defeated all the deities like the Surya Dev, then Varun Dev, Pavan Dev, Indra, the king of heaven, and Yamraj, and so. So he defeated all of them and threw them away from heaven and conquered the heaven. And so, all the deities then, finding no other ways, appeared before Trideva, that is Brahma, Vishnu, that is Shiva, the Brahma, the creator, is looking after the creation part, Vishnu, Palankarta, and Shivji, that is Mahesh, Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh. So all the gods all together knew that Brahmaji has given the blessings that no male gods can defeat or kill Mahishasura. Then what they did, with their, all the gods with their Tejorashi, that is the powers, they created this form of Goddess Durga with 10 hands, which symbolizes the omnipresence, omnipotence, and ability to perform multiple tasks simultaneously, embodying her role as a protector, a nurturer, and a warrior. So, a natural question can come, then Goddess Durga Devi is the Prakriti Mata, is the mother nature. She is the creator of all this nature in the universe. Then what is the necessary to obtain so much of weapon and symbols? She could have killed the demon with a single weapon. But there is a much more bigger sense, bigger messages behind all this. It is not just futile, So, first of all, the Durga Devi, image of Durga Devi along with Saraswati and Goddess Saraswati and Lakshmi, and in one side and another side Ganesha and Kartik. is shown. So, what it represents actually is the fact that Lakshmi Devi is the goddess of wealth. Goddess Durga in the form of Lakshmi Devi provides us wealth that is necessary for existence. And the Saraswati Devi is another image of Durga Devi, which is actually signifies the fact that knowledge is the utmost. Through knowledge, one can attain enlightenment and liberation. And that is why this is Saraswati Devi is along with the Durga Devi worshipped. In the same way, the Kartika, that is, he represents the how to control, this population, this nature. He manages it, he protects it, is the defense part. As you know, he is known as the Deva Shanapati also. And Ganesha, he is the representative of the people. He manages the people. So, this is the various forms of Goddess Durga herself. And in brief, this message we get from it. Now, I will tell you the significance of the weapons that are in the hands of Goddess Durga along with many symbols, in the 10 hands of Durga Devi. First of all, as you are looking, the trishula. This has been given by Mahadev from his trishul, a replica of the trishul. So, what actually this trishula it represents? It signifies creation, preservation and destruction. And as you know, it has that spear, and at the head, the other end, there is three phalas, the curved one and one in the middle. So, these three phalas represents the nature, the three gunas of the nature, that is Sattva, Raja and Tamaguna. Then in another hand, we find conch, that is Shankh. This Shankh has been provided by the deity of Varun Deva, the deity of water. As per Purana, Prana Shakti is created, out of the sound of this conch. So, the sound of the conch dispels the negative energy. It weakens the evil forces, and signaling of the beginning or start of an important occasion like battle or pujas, So, it signifies a sacred connection, to the primordial sound of creation, that is Om, a call to the spiritual consciousness, a symbol of divine power, in Sanatan Dharma and Buddhism. So, the sound of conch is a notice of an occasion. Let us come to the next weapon, and before I go ahead, those of you who have just clicked on, please do subscribe, because this is a very rare video, because through this video you can know the truth behind. Actually, it is not worldly, but it is very important for your life, and therefore let us come to the next symbol, and that is chakra. As you know, Lord Vishnu, he holds this Sudarshan chakra. So, Lord Vishnu gave a replica out of his Sudarshan chakra, gave one chakra to Devi Durga. And what this Sudarshan chakra signifies, So, it signifies the presence of this Mother Nature Prakriti, Devi Durga, at the center, is the epicenter of creation. That means she is the reason for the creation, of this nature. And the next weapon is the Vajra. This Vajra weapon, which is the weapon of thunder and lightning, this has been given by Indra, the king of heaven. So, what it signifies? This Vajra, it signifies that determination and association. This determination and association is an important quality by which one can achieve the goal. Next comes the lotus, The lotus, as you know, Brahmaji hold a lotus in one of his four hands. So, the god of creation, that is Brahmaji, gave this lotus, and this lotus actually signifies, it is the symbol of knowledge, By knowledge, one can get the enlightenment, attain enlightenment and liberation. So, this is very, very important. So, in the sixth hand of Goddess Durga, we find she is holding a gada, that is the mace. This gada or mace has been given by the god of wealth, that is Kubera. So, this gada or mace, it symbolizes power, strength and authority to overcome obstacles. And in the seventh hand, we find kharga. Kharga is this carved weapon with one side blade, So, this kharga weapon was provided by Yamraj. So, this kharga is the symbol of intellect and wisdom. It is borne by the man of responsibility. So, this kharga signifies the cutting or the removing of the illusion and ignorant. That is the tamaguna. As you know, the three gunas of the Prakriti, nature, that is Sattva, Raja and Tama. So, it is due to tamaguna, this illusion and ignorance happens. So, this is the weapon to remove or to overcome this illusion and ignorance from our life. That sends the message. And in the eighth hand, you will find somewhere or somewhere not, she is holding a snake, and this snake has been provided by the Sheshnaga, which rests on the Shiva or Mahadev's neck, This represents, or it's the symbol of consciousness and strength. And on the ninth hand, we find a bell, ghanta, which has been provided by Airavat, that is the white elephant of Indra. So, this importance of the bell, ringing of the bell, it weakens and removes the evil forces. So, it is known for. And in the 10th hand, we find bow and arrow. See, this bow and arrow has been provided to Goddess Durga by Pavandev, the Lord of Wind, So, the bow and arrow represents strength, readiness and focus and independence. It symbolizes foundation, protection and guidance. So, these are the weapons and the symbols, and what it signifies actually, the deeper meaning of it has been explained to you. And along with all this, Goddess Durga is also supported by a lion or a tiger. You will find in Navratri, that is Sherawali with a tiger, and here in the case of this Mahishasura case, So, she is supported by this lion, and this lion has been provided by the god of Himalayas, the mountain. It signifies suppress of the evil or the demon, Uniqueness in all of these weapons and symbols. So, Goddess Durga holding a specific weapon and a symbolic gesture, it actually represents the divine power and spiritual strength that is needed to protect her devotees, that is ourselves, to destroy evil forces and guide them towards, that means guide them towards her devotees, her devotees with spiritual enlightenment and prosperity. So, actually now I think you are much clearer now what all this specific weapon and symbols actually mean, and why she has come in at this time, actually gives us the message that we acquire these qualities, from Goddess Durga to actually remove or kill the demons, As you know, that was the time long back when this Mahishasura was there, and that was cited as an example. But these days, you will not find Mahishasura like this, Okay. But what actually it means to say, and that is that these demons like Mahishasura, Aghasura and many Asura, these demons are the evil forces that is within us, we people. And that is why actually what you see in this world, lots of, destabilization. There is war, there is fights, going all around in this world. And this is due to these demonic forces. That is, the attribution of the demonic forces, is in increase, is very strong. And Goddess Durga comes actually to give us the strength and get the qualities to understand this and to cleanse from ourselves this demonic nature, this tamaguna, and make this world, make this nature, cleanse this nature from the grip of the demonic forces, and a peaceful and productive nature, world to live in. That's the biggest message what we get, and why we should celebrate, After acquiring these qualities from Goddess Durga, we can enrich our knowledge and get enlightenment and liberation. That's the specific purpose of showing this, So, as you also can guess that why this Mother Prakriti, why Durga Devi is celebrated, She is the reason we see this nature images. It is the Brahma who has imagined to make a better world to live in for the all beings, including human beings. And therefore, he in the form of all these gods, and Prakriti Mata, the Adya Shakti, controls this nature for us. And therefore, it is the Shakar Sharup, of Brahma, and therefore, it sends another message, and that is the time actually which reminds us, we people, especially the males, is the time of gratitude, to the Mother Nature, Goddess Durga. And it also reminds us of, to regard, respect the women folk of this world, the Matri Shakti, who are engaged in this creation, the process of creation, with lots of hardship. So friends, in brief, I tried to actually make you understand the true facts behind why we celebrate at this time Goddess Durga. What is the significance of all these weapons and symbols, and what is the actual purpose, for which why we should celebrate, and carry on with the blessings of Mother Durga. So, thank you very much for being with me all this time. If you have really liked this video, please do subscribe and leave a comment. Thank you very much.